Show presents
Songs of the Same Name.
Songs of the Same Name.
Today we're taking a look at songs of the same name by different artists.
What are they all about?
Which version
is superior? Songs of the Same Name.
Songs of the Same Name.
Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Songs of the Same Name, presented by the Dude and Grim Show on the Scratch a Track podcast. I'm the Dude.
And I'm Grim. And today, we're talking about the song Jump by Van Halen and none other than Kris Kross. Not to be confused with the yacht rocker Christopher Cross.
Definitely not the same at all. Not even close.
We're not sailing, we're jumping.
We're jumping. Yeah. So I think as we've done, and it makes sense to start this in a chronological order. So that would obviously be Van Halen's Jump. And I'll just start off, and we've talked about this a little bit, that it is, the song has had some longevity. It's been a big theme in sports.
Yeah.
And I first remember hearing it when going to Muskegon Lumberjacks games. When they would skate out onto the ice, I'm pretty sure this is the song they played when I was growing up. And dude, I was a little kid. I don't even know how old I was, but man, I got pumped.
Well, they talk about the 84, 85 Cubs down there somewhere.
Dude, the Winnipeg Jets, it was their song for like forever until the team left for Phoenix and became the Coyotes.
And I think, was that the first single off of 1984 classic Van Halen album?
Yes, it was the lead single. Yep, released in December of '83 to their album 1984. Yeah. So now I can't say I'm overly familiar with this album. Are there any undertones to like the novel 1984, or was that just a clever?
I don't think so. It's more about like cars and chicks and being like an 80s rock society. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, but a good album. I mean, there's plenty of other hits on that album, but this was notable because it was the first one that was for a band driven by a really talented and flashy lead guitarist, Eddie Van Halen. This was the first song driven by a synthesizer. Yeah. And so he played an Oberheim OBXA synthesizer, which is a nice 80s analog synth, got a real thick sound. And I think that's one of those things about it that everyone relates to, is just the way that synth comes in. It's just real thick and present. And
dude, I've never heard anything like it. I've never heard the intro of a song. I mean, if you think about how many songs have like a synth intro, like it is so unique.
Yeah. It's not overly complicated. It's just really good.
No. It's really good.
And so, it comes in and that's one thing we were talking about. I think that's funny because in the video, it's basically like this montage of them playing live in DLR, doing like a ton of jumps and like splits and
directed
stuff.
By the one and only David Lee Roth.
Yeah, I mean, DLR. Yeah. So DLR. He goes by DLR. Yeah. So. Hey. But throughout the whole video, you don't even see Eddie Van Halen on the synthesizer. He's playing the guitar the whole time, even though there's clearly like maybe a backing track of like chugging along, but there's not much there until that synth solo, like 2.5 minutes through, when he's just like busting it. But
yeah, he gets on it. They cut to him. He's playing a little bit, and then he's back on guitar again. Yeah. It's like it's the weirdest thing. It's like, they should have figured something else out, but I guess David Lee Roth, just wasn't having it. I think he was worried that this synth might take away from his performance. That could probably be it.
Well, but the thing is, I mean, no disrespect intended, but I mean, like, what looks cooler for an 80s big hair band? Like a guy standing up on the synth playing it, or like Eddie Van Halen just like ripping that guitar with like neon tiger stripes apart, or whatever it was.
Exactly. That's what I'd prefer to see. Yeah. Well, so I guess Eddie Van Halen came up with kind of this synth line. In 1981, he was working it out, and the members just kind of didn't really like it. But then their producer, his name is Ted Templeton, in 83, just asked Roth to listen to it again. I guess they were like, driving around in his whatever kind of car he had, his Mercury convertible, I believe. And so they were listening to it, and they were having a conversation, and Roth recalled this news story about someone who is going to commit suicide by jumping off of a high building. And Roth thought that one of the onlookers probably would have shouted, "Go ahead and jump." And so that's kind of the lyrical inspiration for it. But then when Roth did, or at least the idea, I think, behind the title, but then when Roth went to write it, it's meant to be more of an invitation to love. So he definitely switched that up. Isn't that crazy though, dude?
So much like that. Instead of like trying to talk somebody off of the ledge, you just like, go ahead and jump. Jump.
Be like, yeah. Jump, right? So
wow, that's incredible.
But we are not advocating people do that. There are helplines out there. Please take advantage of them. Seek help.
Yeah, it's I think one of them's like 1-800-727 jump.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, it's not good. So, anyways,
yeah. But aside from that, one thing I was gonna say is, there is a tease. There is a song on Van Halen's album called "For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge," and if you kind of you can see where that's going.
I remember that, the Fuck CD.
Yes. And the song is called "Standing on Top of the World." And I noticed this when I listened to it, but the intro for this song, "Standing on Top of the World," if you listen to Eddie Van Halen's guitar part at the end of "Jump," you can hear him like play, like teasing that before it was ever, like a precursor to it. So listen to both of those songs and tell me he's not doing that at the end of "Jump" on the guitar. Just an interesting thing I picked up.
I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
So I guess when they recorded this song, it happened really quick. Like Eddie Van Halen, the producer, they put down the track, the synth, in the middle of the night, and then Roth wrote the lyrics in the afternoon in the back seat of his Mercury convertible, and then he finished the vocals later in the afternoon. They mixed it that evening. Like the song there's not a ton going on in it, and especially when the synth is the driving force, I imagine, boom, they just knocked it out. Like but that's still pretty quick, right? I mean,
oh yeah, that's really cool. And it's funny because you think of some of these like really classic songs just being toiled over like for hours and hours, and some of them are just like done. Yeah.
Well, Eddie Van Halen actually said that he copied the synth part.
From Hall & Oates.
Daryl Hall of Hall & Oates, that he copied the synth part from "Kiss on My List," and Daryl Hall was like, "Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. That's cool."
Which I respect that, because they could have made a real issue out of that and deprived the world of a classic.
Well, no, they would have just settled out of court, and it would have been a whole money thing. So it's not like they would have said, anyways.
True.
So, in one thing I'll say before we move on to to Kris Kross's "Jump," one thing I really like, if you heard the mashup of John Lennon's
Imagine a
Jump, and by Mighty Mike, we'll put the link in the description.
I'm glad that you brought that. I didn't know that you knew about that, but dude, and I got to give a shout out to my buddy Lee Bosman on that one, because he brought that to my attention many years ago. But dude, I like that actually better than either of those songs on their own. I think it is so good. Like when Lennon, the drums come in, and then DLR's like, "You see me standing here, I got my back against the records machine." Like the way that goes together is so perfect.
It's perfect.
It's so incredible.
Perfect, man. Yeah. Highly recommend if you're a Van Halen fan, if you're a Beatles fan, or a John Lennon fan. Like we'll put the link. It's awesome. It's really good.
And again, I would say, like, it's funny how when we were doing songs of the same name for one, you had it where it was like your song of the same name was actually the cover of one of the songs of the same name by a different artist. That would be mine for this one. It would be the mashup of two other, because it's so good.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm all about it. So then we'll move on to, again, a very just like our previous songs of the same name with The Who and Twisted Sister. That we're following a big range here. We're now moving into Kris Kross, which is the debut single from their album Totally Crossed Out. Actually, Graham, I feel like since we're doing some Kris Kross here.
Well, see, it's funny really you bring that up. I went ahead and it's really uncomfortable for my neck, but I just started backwards, and I don't have like a jersey, but I got my my 25K run shirt, so I just started backwards. I didn't do the pants backwards like Kris Kross did. I got a little too much to work with back there that would make it really uncomfortable where they were, younger, so they probably didn't have that issue. Man, they do have some. There we go. I forgot about it. Dude, in the video, they write Kris Kross in their hair, like shaved in their hair, but Kross is spelled backwards. Dude, Kross, so now, I love how we can diverge into movies here, but it isn't spelled like Frank Cross from Scrooged, is it?
Yeah.
But dude, it's when the dictionary thing is written out, like phonetically, that's how it's spelled with a K. A thing they nail people to.
I have a lot of some people may have seen. I have some distinct T-shirts that I like to wear. I've yet to find that T-shirt, and I really want to because I think it is going to be. It's just amazing.
I think you could make that T-shirt.
I'm gonna make it. I'm definitely gonna make it. So, so anyways, dude, these kids, Kris and Kross, Kris Mac Daddy Kelly, and Kris Daddy Mac Smith. They were only 12 and 13 years old when they recorded this song.
Well, and it's fun. You can tell because their voice. I mean, listening back to it now, they sound so little.
Mm-hmm. They do. So this, their producer Jermaine Dupri, he's the one who kind of discovered them. And Jermaine Dupri, dude, he's worked with Mariah Carey, Usher, Jay-Z, Aretha Franklin, Alicia Keys. So, I mean, he's like the real deal.
He was married How do people wear this back? I know, it's terrible, dude. It's like wrecking my neck. I could have sworn he was married to at one point or involved with Janet Jackson. I thought so. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that one.
I think he produced her as well, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, you got that right,
dude.
Yeah, he was with Janet Jackson for 2002 to 2009.
Good for that dude.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. Well, so this song, it went to number one. It was there for 8 weeks. At that point, so it came out in 92. At that point, it was the longest running number one single since The Police's Every Breath I Take. Like nothing else. And dude, Every Breath You Take, yeah. Listen to the list of the songs. Listen to these songs that it kept from getting to number one. So, first of all, dude, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, which at that time kind of had a second life with Wayne's World.
Wow. Right? If we could, I think someone needs to count the tie-ins to that movie on the podcast because it's going to be in the millions.
Yeah, we'll just wait till we do our special episode next year. Hint, hint. Also, dude, En Vogue's My Lovin', You're Never Gonna Get It. Yeah. And dude, Red Hot Chili Peppers Under the Bridge. It kept from getting to number one. Like, that's amazing, dude.
That really is.
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it.
Wow.
And we kind of had a little discussion about this before we started recording of, you could argue that Kris Kross's version is, although maybe it hasn't had the longevity, because sports has definitely helped.
Oh, Van Halen! It'll immortalize that forever.
Yeah. So you could argue though that Kris Kross's version is equally as successful from a commercial standpoint.
Dude, if it kept Under the Bridge from number one, that's all you had to say.
Yeah. Right.
One thing I liked, as I was reading about it is, they say that it has like kind of that G-funk sound, which I would certainly agree with.
Rolled out with a gangster twist.
Yeah, but I like how it said that he sampled "I Want You Back" by the Jackson 5 and "The Funky Worm" by the Ohio Players. There's other ones too, but that synth, that sticky synth line, that one got me, because when I heard that, that's immediately what I thought of. And I don't know if they speed it up or play with it a little bit, but that really stuck out to me. The Funky Worm synth.
Well, I mean, dude, the song itself is really catchy, and I mean, it certainly doesn't need a hook, right? Like it's got that, you know. But the video is fun. It's pretty typical of kind of hip hop videos were at the time, and the way people were dressing. I mean, except for the whole backwards stuff, but they're wearing sports gear, you know, jerseys,
and everything was so loose back then. It didn't. I mean,
starter jackets.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
the fitted stuff.
Starter jackets.
Dude, I love
like the ones with the one piece pullover with the little like
pouch.
The little bread basket. Dude.
I want to get one of those again. Like, I think you can. I think they kind of started remaking them. So
yeah, I'm sure they would sell.
Well, they should. So So a couple things also with this song. Now, I haven't found too much out about this, but there was a little beef between them and a band called, another child group called ABC, also Another Bad Creation, who was a part of the East Coast family, which included Boyz II Men and Belle Biv DeVoe. So apparently, well, it's one of the first lines in the song where he says, where does he say it? He says, "Don't try to compare us to another bad little fad." And they kind of poke fun at ABC a little bit, because I'm sure they were compared to each other at the time, because ABC was similar ages. I think a bigger group of kids, about 5 kids, and they had a hit song called Playground, which I did have that cassette, by the way. I would love to find that again. Of course. And I definitely had this. I had this on CD. This is definitely one that I had on CD. But
I think I just watched MTV every day, so I got the dose of it.
Yeah. But dude, they actually opened up on for Michael Jackson's 1992 European tour, which is the Dangerous World tour.
Wow.
That's
pretty big.
And they even had their own video game on the Sega CD system. Now, here's the deal with that. You would probably ask yourself, how does one make well, first of all, Sega CD was not great and pretty short-lived.
Other than like Sewer Shark or whatever that game was.
Shark sandwich, yeah. But how does one make a game out of Kris Kross? Well, you might think it's trying to put their clothes on and put them on backwards and make them fit. No, that wasn't it at all. Basically, the user edited together the group's music videos for some of their hit songs, but it used portions of the videos from their songs, some stock footage, and then some kind of like video animation effects and everything. And it was released only in the United States, because, not surprisingly, it didn't sell that well. And it had horrible...
I really don't understand why.
Dude, it had some horrible reviews. And actually, it was ranked 18th on Electric Gaming Monthly's list of the 20 worst games of all time.
Dude, okay, do you have that list? Because I think... I really want to see it, because another one that... Great movie, just like great group, terrible game. Dude, Hudson Hawk. There was a Nintendo game for Hudson Hawk, and the game does suck. I have it, but the movie, I mean, it's just...
It certainly does suck.
yeah, but the movie is just
Wayne's
gold.
World reference.
Yep.
Yeah. The movie is gold. So, I don't know. You could look that up quick, and I'll just say... Yeah, there are some really bad games out there. So I got the little Nintendo Classic Mini, and I think I told you this. I hacked it, and so it has like every game created. And you would be so surprised at some of the games. It was just like, if you had a hit movie in the 80s or the early 90s, it's like Nintendo just came out with a video. I think Wayne's World had a game. Like, there's a whole bunch of other ones.
Dude,
Again,
what was the place that made that? Or
Electronic
list?
Gaming Monthly.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
yeah.
there we go. Let's see.
What do we got?
Well, just keep going. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I'm to the point where I don't have a whole lot else to say about Kris Kross, and this is really getting to my neck.
Yeah, I really don't either. I think the one, not to end things, I guess, on a somber note, but it should be noted that Chris Kelly unfortunately passed away in 2013 to a drug overdose. He did struggle with drugs, and apparently they found heroin and cocaine in the system. Definitely a loss, because I'll tell you what, in this day and age, they would be making a comeback. There would be like a reunion tour, and people would go, and
they'd be big now.
They'd be big. Yeah. So,
well,
yeah.
On another somewhat somber note, I didn't see Hudson Hawk on the only. I couldn't find the Electronic Gaming Monthly, but I just found one, of course, on Wikipedia. Although there was a game called Shaq Fu, that had to be incredible, but that didn't rate very highly either. So, anyways,
that came out on Sega CD too.
So then, with that in mind, I mean, you got a big history here with Kris Kross. I'm kind of wondering where your head's at as to what your pick is.
Weekend Mix to make you jump. It's hard because, like you, I love the mashup of Mighty Mike doing John Lennon's Imagine.
God, I know.
And I feel like, just remembering the Muskegon Lumberjacks games and just seeing them skate out on the ice and getting all pumped up for a minor league hockey game was pretty sweet.
Dude, remember when I was in the paper?
Memory. I don't.
Dude, yeah, when they won the Turner Cup in I'm going to say like 84 or whatever, they put a article in the Muskegon Chronicle of the parade, and I was at the parade, and I was riding on my dad's shoulders, and I was in the paper, dude.
Wow.
I'll have my mom send the picture from the baby book, dude.
Dude, claim to fame right there. I mean,
yeah,
you might as well, dude. Just quit while you're ahead.
Dude, Jump may have been playing during that photo being taken.
Pretty sure it was. Because, I mean, it would have been a huge hit at that time, too, especially if it was 1984 when they won the Turner Cup.
Why? Is that the year?
I don't know.
Oh, you're not looking it up?
No, I'm not looking it up. Sorry. We'll
follow-up episode.
Yeah, definitely follow-up episode. But so, I guess I'm going to go with Van Halen's personally, although, dude, I gotta be honest, it's close. I mean, we're talking neck and neck, Yeah? Van Halen's just jumped a little higher than Kris Kross.
Dude, I know. I have to go with the same thing. I mean, it's just
even though Eddie Van Halen doesn't play the synth that much in the music video.
Yeah, I'll get over that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a website called The History of the Muskegon Lumberjacks. It is the worst thing. It's like this article not written in chronological order. It goes from like the 2018-19 season to the 1960 Muskegon Zephyrs. Like, I just want to see my picture in there.
Does it say like on the bottom last updated 1997?
God, it should, dude.
Under construction.
85, 86. That's the year. 85, 86.
Right. So, dude, that song is probably still running strong, I'm sure. So,
where is my picture?
All right. Anyways, we've rambled on long enough. I'm sure most of you have clicked off. But if you haven't,
you're probably ready to jump if you haven't by now.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
Hey, go ahead. All right, guys. Please subscribe. Please like. We got more stuff coming. Check us out Wednesday. We got a full album. I'm not really sure what album that is, but I can guarantee you it's a good one. So please subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones. And or if you just want to torment someone who doesn't know anything about music, then, well, send our way. All right?
Yep.
All right. Well, bye, guys.
Toodaloo.
Songs of the Same Name
is produced by the Dude and Grim. Additional music provided by More. That's ... MORE. And the Tims, TIMNZ. Copyright 2020. The Dude and Grim Show.
Fucked up with a cup. Getting fucked up with a cup.